A loud scream interrupts as Raz sarcastically apologizes to some dancers while attempting to grab a camera for a media studies project. His friends Jess and Charlie confront him, annoyed by his antics, yet Raz insists on taking the better camera even though he already has one. Teacher Callis introduces the final term project, a documentary that requires filming behind-the-scenes content and video diaries for DVD extras. Raz feels smug about securing the camera as ideas for the project are debated among students. He jokingly proposes a porn documentary which Charlie quickly dismisses, leading to a playful argument. Raz then suggests a football-themed documentary based on his cousin Michael's job at Arsenal, but Charlie rejects it since he dislikes football. Charlie proposes a documentary about bullying which Raz outright refuses. Jess interjects with the idea of focusing on cyberbullying for its relevance, and although reluctant, Raz admits it's a better idea. They consult Mrs. Miller, Charlie's mother, who kindly offers drinks and sandwiches while the friends bond over their project on cyberbullying. Charlie plans to incorporate articles and interviews discussing bullying's evolution through social media. They discuss accessing school records on bullying but eventually realize it's unlikely they will gain access. Planning interviews and discussions, Raz claims the role behind the camera as Jess admits she's not comfortable on camera. Charlie begins scripting the history of bullying evolving into cyberbullying, and despite Raz's mockery, he secretly supports the concept. As tension rises, the group decides to go to a pub, however Raz leaves early and returns late, prompting a scolding from Charlie. Surprisingly, Raz presents Jess and Charlie with a small pink camera which they tease as looking childish. Raz insists it will be used for the behind-the-scenes footage, boasting about its surprisingly good quality. They show the camera to Callis and inquire about accessing bullying records. Callis confirms the existence of such records but notes they are confidential. Jess brings up the case of Rosie Clark, a student who ran away due to cyberbullying, and Callis encourages them to investigate this story for their documentary, suggesting it as potentially valuable content. Jess's sister, a reporter, has prior coverage of the case, adding another layer to their project about the serious impacts of cyberbullying. Charlie, Raz, and Jess delve into the case of Rosie Clark, focusing on her social media presence to understand the bullying she faced, predominantly from Mitch Camlin. Their investigative documentary aims to reveal the grim realities of cyberbullying following Rosie's tragic disappearance. As former classmates Charlie, expelled earlier, and Raz decide to contact Mitch to gain insight. Mitch reveals a past involvement with Rosie, including exchanging explicit photos, but also claims he distanced himself when she wouldn't have sex with him, highlighting his troublesome behavior that led to his expulsion. Despite their skepticism about Mitch's credibility, the friends continue their search for the truth. Attempts to reach out to Rosie's family yield little success as her parents remain uncooperative. Jess proposes a controversial idea: one of them should feign being bullied to lend emotional depth to the documentary. Raz chooses Charlie for this role, leading to tension among the group. While Raz pushes for further investigation, Charlie feels frustrated and disillusioned, and Jess and Raz redirect their energy toward editing footage for additional content related to their film. Unexpectedly, they receive a cryptic text from a number affiliated with Rosie alluding to needing help. The trio follows the lead to an isolated spot in Baden Forest, but the police dismiss their concerns, labeling the text as a hoax. Unfazed by official skepticism, they pursue the lead themselves, which brings them to Rosie's family home. Mr. Clark, Rosie's father, appears cautious yet ultimately welcomes them inside to discuss their documentary. During their exploration of Rosie's room, they meet her sister Krista, who challenges the narrative of bullying. She reveals a more disturbing truth: Rosie's departure was not because of bullying but due to Seth Bridger, a man who groomed her. Krista accuses Seth of manipulating young girls and warns the friends to be vigilant. Encouraging them to interview Seth for their project, Krista leaves the group in shock, wanting to dig deeper into this new lead. However, Krista lacks knowledge of Seth's whereabouts, and despite notifying the police, she expresses disappointment in their lack of action. The dark implications of this revelation heighten Charlie and Raz's determination to uncover the truth behind Rosie's disappearance, propelling their investigation forward into uncharted territory. Raz seeks more information about Seth Bridger by consulting Callis, a former student, who cautions him against publicly accusing Seth, emphasizing the risks involved. Nevertheless, Raz is committed to interviewing Seth for their documentary project. They reach out to Helena, another person acquainted with Seth, who describes him as quiet and harmless, refuting the grooming allegations. She provides an old phone number for Seth, which turns out to be out of service. Undeterred, Raz resolves to confront Seth at his last known place of employment, Witten Fort. Jess and Charlie, although hesitant, assist Raz in filming as he attempts to secure an interview with Seth. Charlie expresses cynicism about the project's worth, often voicing complaints. Jess tries to maintain morale but reveals her own coldness and frustration. In the meantime, Raz takes physical shots of the East Witten area, including the river and ferry, though Charlie mockingly critiques his efforts. The atmosphere grows tense when Jess suddenly vanishes during filming, leading her to scream, which heightens group tensions. Raz offers an apology, but Charlie reacts with anger and distances himself from Raz. Upon further investigation, Raz discovers that Seth no longer works at Witten Fort. A new security guard who seems unusual takes Seth's place and provides Raz with Seth's current address. The police prove to be uncooperative, prompting Raz and Charlie to approach Seth without any authorities. Outside Seth's home, Rez films a chilling introduction categorizing Seth as a dangerous man accused of grooming and potentially raping girls, though he notes these are merely accusations. Charlie advises Raz to make the introduction more impactful. The trio, Rez Scott, Charlie Miller, and Jess Dans, are college students embarking on a documentary for their media studies course centered on the mysterious disappearances of local girls including Rosie Clark and Clara Jenkins. Their investigation leads them to Seth Bridger, who allegedly had a connection with Rosie, but Seth vehemently denies any knowledge about her and responds with hostility. Still resolute, the group seeks out Clara Jenkins's mother, Mrs. Jenkins, who shares that Clara had struggled with drugs and was involved with a new boyfriend that descended into a hazardous lifestyle. Mrs. Jenkins expresses her concern that Clara had been visiting an abandoned army barracks near Whidden Forest to use drugs and reveals that she had recently pulled Clara away from that location just before Clara vanished completely. Students realize they are in a race against time. Raz and Charlie take charge, motivated to rescue Jess and the other girls while grappling with their fear of Seth and the unknown dangers lurking in the barracks. As they navigate the darkened halls, they strategize on how to confront Seth and escape the horrifying circumstances. The atmosphere grows heavier with fear as they uncover horrifying evidence of Seth's maniacal behavior. The hallways echo with unsettling sounds and the shadows seem to come alive, creating a palpable sense of dread. Raz's confidence is faltering as they inch closer to the truth, while Charlie's anxiety heightens with every moment spent within the oppressive walls of the barracks. Confrontations with Seth become inevitable as they encounter him once more. He appears deranged, slipping further into his unstable psyche. His threats are laced with a sinister undertone, raising the stakes for Raz and Charlie. They must rely on their wits and courage to defy him and protect the girls, especially as the psychological torment of the place seeps into their own minds. Charlie's heart races, torn between fear and the obligation to save Jess and the others. Raz, driven by determination, seeks to keep the group focused. They devise a plan to rescue the captives while ensuring they remain hidden from Seth's watchful eyes. Time is running out and each passing moment heightens their risk of being discovered. As they delve deeper into the barracks, they navigate through hidden passages and creepy rooms that seem to tell stories of their own suffering. Clara and Rosie's plight weighs heavily on their minds as they hear echoes of their cries. The bond between Raz and Charlie strengthens in the face of danger, affirming their commitment to each other and the girls they aim to save. Finally preparing to confront Seth, they brace themselves for a final showdown, knowing that their survival and the girls' freedom depend on their bravery and quick thinking. The horrors they've experienced compel them to push through the dark, embracing their fears as they strive to put an end to Seth's reign of terror and escape the barracks once and for all. They rally together, proving that hope and resilience can emerge even in the darkest of situations, determined to overcome the chilling battle ahead. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.